All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Foolytical podcast. Today we have the Yakuza with us. How about you guys all introduce yourselves for us?
Hey, my name is Jakob.
Frank.
Stanley.
Riley.
I'm Dex Sterling.
All right, and what position do you guys hold in the gang?
I'm a soldier. This is Jakob.
Yeah, soldier as well.
Soldier.
Captain.
Daddy.
Alright.
Are you sure about that? Yeah.
Big Daddy
Yeah.
Sterling.
Yeah, I should have said
Yeah.
it closest to the sack.
Oh, geez. All right, gentlemen, and what is Yakuza? What does being Yakuza mean to you all?
That's a good question.
Loyalty. Strength.
Honor, courage, and commitment.
Okay, yeah, we don't have like an MO like that. You know, really, with Yakuza, we're all about the business side of things. We've got a lot of different avenues of business. Guns, drugs, personal business.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, of course. Thank you, baby.
Would you consider yourselves more of an organized crime organization or a
Absolutely.
gang?
Yeah, I'd say it's more of an organized crime. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Of course, if anybody's watching.
There's a lot of gangs in the city. To each their own. Where they like nothing but blood. And then there's some that like to enjoy the other sides of life. Yachts and mansions and such.
Now, why do you guys all run around with 1911s even though you're the richest gang?
So that's actually a really good question. It's a business choice, right? So if you're losing, let's say you lose 50% of your fights, or 60 or 40% or whatever, depending on the day, let's just say it averages out at 50-50. Do you want to lose, if you die with 5 guys, do you want to lose 60K worth of guns, or do you want to lose $1 million worth of guns in one fight? And then turn it the other way around. Let's say you win the fight, but you have about a 60% chance of the people disappearing into thin air, and you don't even get a reward out of it. That means 10% of the time, maybe 20% max, there's even a potential reward if you have any sort of gun better than a 1911. And to be quite honest, if you're good with a 1911, you can do just fine anyway.
Yeah.
Everybody else is running with 1911s anyway, to be fair. It's a business decision,
Yeah,
We
that's
look
how you
at
stay rich.
expensive guns as business tokens, as our way of keeping the lights on, per se.
That's why you sell the big guns, and odds are you get them back anyway.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes.
So you sell them and
I
then
do.
take
I
them
like
back when they try to kill you.
There's no
that.
better feeling than
Allegedly.
allegedly robbing somebody for a gun that you sold them 2 days ago.
Yeah, that sounds very unfortunate for them.
It's a revolving door. I mean, it's the risk of the business. When you're spending 200 grand on a gun, you risk losing 200 grand in one shot.
Yeah.
So that's why we use the 1911s. Is really how disposable they are. Like it hurts a lot less to lose a 1911 than it does to lose a Glock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I used to walk around with the heavy, and I lost it one time, and I was like, "That's a big ouch. I'm never doing that again."
we like to think of ourselves as like the millionaires that were the white sketchers.
Oh yeah. I feel you.
I
Those
love
grand-
my
Yeah,
Sketchers.
they wear the white sketchers and drive around 3 gang one of ones.
Exactly.
True.
Investments.
Yeah, but you can't lose those cars.
True.
You can technically, but not not permanently.
I mean,
They'll
you
find
can
more.
technically lose them permanently.
How's that?
No more Yakuza.
Bahamas? We've never been.
I think
He's got a point.
I think our gang is one of the few that is actually set up for a very, very, very long time, regardless of anything going on. I think longevity wise, we're one of the best in terms of knowing that we're going to be around in a few months.
Yeah.
a lot of the gangs. I mean, with the recent gang drama today, there's a gang that disbanded today that yesterday everybody thought would be around for months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
it's
fucking
it's
crazy.
it's a revolving door.
Except for
Uh,
me.
It's been pretty crazy. So the Russians disbanded today. Nobody. I mean, I wouldn't say nobody saw it coming, but it definitely sent a shock through the gang atmosphere.
Yeah, and this is the first time of me hearing it as well. I mean, I was kind of told about that they might earlier today, but
Yeah, they have officially
this is the first time
disbanded.
me hearing that they're officially disbanded like that.
Yep, they've officially disbanded, and a handful of their members have joined on to GSF. GSF has dropped a handful of people for those people, and apparently there's a couple of Russian members, or sorry, previously Russian members, that are currently, quote unquote, free agents. So we'll see how that transpires.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. And who would you guys say is your biggest rivals in Los Santos?
Probably the police department.
PD?
Absolutely.
And locals.
But if we had to pin it down to one gang, I think many of the gangs in the city would agree with us when we say the Diablos are probably the number one. In
Okay.
terms of
Is it because of the red?
rivalries. No, they wear white and gray.
Oh.
Yep. So they they do a lot of things and go unchecked. A lot of very, very interesting behavior. Some would call them immature.
Yeah.
Some would call them idiots. And a lot of the gangs leave it to themselves to put them in check.
Yeah.
They seem like a good group of guys. It's just they're a little too
Every
little
city
too
needs a
crazy.
little brother.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely the villains of the city right now. But hey, we need that, keeps things going.
I thought Lost MC was the villain of the city.
Who?
What'd you say?
Oh man.
I've seen like 4 people on bikes with Lost MC jackets. That's it in the last week. So
I hear them talk a lot of shit.
oh, do
They
they?
do talk a lot of shit. I got rolled up on. I was repairing
yeah.
this dude's
Oh.
bike, like on the side of the road by the casino, and somebody
Yeah.
checked me for being in Lost MC territory.
Interesting. Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's strange.
I still have yet to. I think I ran into a couple of their members. Where was it? I think it was as in front of PD, and I mean they seemed interesting. To me they didn't really seem like your normal gangbanger type. They seemed very I don't know. They were interesting people. They didn't seem very rude though. That's for sure.
No, I mean,
they were pretty polite.
they seem pretty new. You know what I mean? They kind of
It
got to
might
get their
depend
footing.
who they're talking to.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was nothing. I didn't get robbed or killed or anything, but
That's good.
Yeah, it seemed like a traditional biker club.
I think the thing, again, Diablos, I have nothing personally against the people, but I think they do a lot of things that people would consider, a little shady or scummy. I've heard a lot of stories about them, allegedly doing things in green zones and, clothing stores, things like that. And that just it doesn't make gangs look good, So gangs usually clap back at people that do that stuff.
Yeah.
Hence the hustlers,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
that's
was
why
interesting.
the hustlers got ran out of the city.
Those hustlers had telekinesis
Aren't they
powers.
PD?
There's a couple of them that went to PD. A couple of them left the city. They kind of just went everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just dispersed.
It's really interesting to me how all the gangs can go from beefing one day to literally all of them working against one gang the next day. It's pretty funny to me because it's almost like we're like the antibodies of the city. Like we see, one virus of a gang come into the city, we're gonna force them out, and then we get back to our normal shit. It's pretty
Yeah.
funny. It's interesting to see, but it works really well. Keeps the city going.
Yeah, exactly. There's a really like different unity that I noticed between gangs, even if they're beefing like every day for like a week straight.
Yeah.
They could. I've seen gangs come together to do some cool stuff before.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's a mutual respect. There's a lot of like stress and, drama and annoying things that happen with being a gang. And so we're kind of all on an even playing field in that regard. And I think there's a lot of mutual respect between most gangs. It's usually when, a gang is an outlier, like they really don't have respect for other people, those tend to be the ones that get targeted the most.
What do you
Yeah,
guys
I
think
just
about?
want y'all niggas to know upstairs is about to get jumpy out here. If y'all hear some gunshots, don't worry about it. GG.
What?
All right,
I
all
believe that
right,
was downstairs.
all right. So
Being loud as Finito
what do you
generally is.
guys think about the new gang? What are they? The
The new gang?
professionals?
So okay, there's been a few new gangs actually. There's been
I believe Armenians as
Triads,
well.
Aztecas, Professionals, and Armenians are the
We
four
have
that I've
2
heard in the
Armenians
last week.
signed to FGW Records.
Yep, the Armenians. I've had a good few talks with them. They seem like nice guys. I haven't seen them do much around the city yet, but I'm excited to see them. I mean, they seem like a really good organization. They got a lot of people, and I think they come from another city, so it seems like they're kind of established, which is good. I think they're just. I think right now they're working on getting themselves, kind of financially set before they really start, doing their thing in the city, which
Yeah.
they should. I mean, that's always a good move. That's definitely the best way to go about it, in my opinion. Professionals I saw a couple days ago, but since then I haven't seen them at all. Triads, I saw them for a day, haven't seen them. Azteca, same thing. So I think the Armenians and the Professionals are the only ones I've really seen at all. They seem like nice
We had
people.
a
though.
gang of, not to interrupt you, but we had a gang of about 15 deep roll into Benny's
Oh,
yesterday or the day before.
what'd they look like?
All black.
Okay,
That's the
Everything.
professionals, I believe.
that probably is. That might be the
No,
Professionals.
I forget their name. They said it, but
Okay,
Yeah, professionals
They were
either just
deep.
went to the Bahamas though,
Interesting.
so
interesting.
Oh, did they? Okay, well there you go.
Seems to be.
Sometimes the
common
Bahamas
occurrence.
come around, they come singing, and gangs don't last long.
Yeah, I was talking
Yeah.
to some Armenian mob because people were saying that they were running people over and out.
Like I said, it
Uh-oh.
was gonna get jiggy. Don't worry about it. You are not under attack.
Okay.
Thank you.
But yeah, overall, I'm excited because I like seeing new gangs come in the city because it does get a little stale every once in a while when when there's no new gangs coming in.
Yeah.
It seems like lately the Irish have started kind of putting in a new presence in the city too. I've seen
Irish,
a lot more orange
they
cars.
wear orange, right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah, they very much stayed to themselves, up until maybe last week, and then I've seen a lot more orange vehicles lately. That's a lot of gunfire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is a
this
whole
is like
lot.
Good
a
thing we're in
nice neighborhood
bulletproof
here.
booth, am I right?
Hey, you know how it gets in front of recording studios, man.
Somebody,
Yeah, true.
Wu, lock the door, will you?
Yeah, can you lock the door, please, Mr. Wu?
Nah, you guys are good.
But yeah, it seems like the gang scene is in a really good spot right now. So I'm interested
Yeah.
to see what comes.
I'd like to see some of these new gangs come up to like big power just to kind of see how that shakes everything up, you know?
It's really interesting to see like established gangs from another city try to go against an established gang from this city. I love
Yeah.
seeing that stuff. It's really funny because like I mean, there's a lot of these gangs that I'll be real with you, they don't have any money, and so they're like going all in on every fight,
Yeah.
and it's pretty interesting to see the dynamic there because there's some risk involved.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mainly the new ones. Most of the established gangs in the city seem like they have pretty decent bankrolls.
Yeah, that's true. So, who would you guys say you're most aligned with?
Not just because I know they hear this, but no, I actually love Juan and his guys, the Vagos.
Yeah.
I've loved working with them on a few things. I like Frosty and his crew. Alliance is kind of a weird word in the gang community. I would say that we just have mutual understandings on a few different things.
Yeah.
We kind of have mutual understandings that certain things are business and we don't really interrupt those things for each other. But at the end of the day, we are separate gangs and we're always, willing to have a little bit of fun, and do our thing as long as it's, not too over dramatic and not too petty bullshit,
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Sometimes you gotta know how to respectfully take the L, you know?
Yeah, I mean, nobody likes losing fights, right? And
Yeah.
it's not fun for anybody when you're constantly getting rolled up on or constantly having a bunch of issues and drama when you're just trying to make your money for your guys or whatever. So,
Mhm.
it's always good to have those kind of mutual understandings of, hey, this is something that we do and this is something you do and we kind of stick to our stuff.
Yeah, I get you. And as of right now, what would you guys say is like your most primary source of income?
Ooh. What do you
Allegedly.
guys think? Allegedly.
Allegedly,
what
yes,
do you guys
allegedly.
think?
Outrunning the PD.
Pleading the fifth.
Yeah, I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one too.
No,
I'll
no,
go
that
ahead.
that is our source of income. We plead the fifth and we make money.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I would say,
Probably robberies.
allegedly, I would say
Oh.
bank heists are a big part of it. But gun sales, we've got some secrets, and gun sales happen to make a good portion of our income, I would say.
Okay.
I think that's why we're able to kind of function as well as we do bankroll wise is, we tend to stay out of like a lot of the bullshit drama, because here's the thing, like when you get into like 20, 30, 40 fights a day, eventually you're going to be losing money on it, right? You can't always constantly be gaining money. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
you won't
one
be
day you have
winning
a
every
good
single
day, then
one.
one day you have a bad day. It's just not good for business. But when you're, consistently doing sales and things like that, it brings a good consistent income to the guys. I would also allegedly say that warehouses are a pretty big portion of some income for us
Oh yeah,
if we were to have them, maybe, possibly.
allegedly.
Yeah.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Agriculture.
Actually, you know what? No, I got a permit on those. We're good. Yeah, we have tons of them.
Well, that's all right.
No, because
With the new White Widow opening
yeah,
up,
the White Widow, me and John Wick both
thought
split that.
I heard something about a government contract.
Yeah, there is a permit that we
Allegedly.
have allegedly that essentially allows our warehouses to be, as long as they're only used for White Widow purposes, they're essentially free from government prying eyes and hands.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
Seems like a
Allegedly.
great way to have an income for the boys like that.
Yes. Yeah. I'd say it's working out quite well. Seems like it. And then the occasional alleged bank heist here and there, and
Yeah.
occasional drug run here and there, all that stuff. Like to mix things up. There's a lot of avenues.
And where do you guys see yourselves as a gang in a couple months?
Honestly, like
top.
just kind of doing our thing.
Even more rich.
Probably more rich. I'd say that money has never really been an issue with us. I'd like to see a little bit more. My goal is to get a couple more shooters. Because
Yeah.
we've been focused on like
Oh,
the
he's saying you
longevity.
fools can't shoot.
What was that?
I'm pretty sure
Oh,
you just said
we're
these
just
fools
not
can't
we're not
shoot.
full of great shooters. We have a few great shooters, but we have a few great hackers. We have a few great drivers. We've got a diverse group, but I want more shooters, definitely. I
Yeah.
want to get our hands dirty with that stuff a little bit more. Not that I want to be like, the next fucking gung ho shoot everybody type of gang, but be able to have some more fun and whatnot.
Yeah, just be able to get in there more often,
Yeah, because doing business all day every day, it can get a little stale every once in a while. So we want to make
Yeah.
sure that we're spicing things up and doing new stuff.
That's
And
good.
when when your head's on the West Coast, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard.
And can anyone become Yakuza, or would you say it's more of just an invite only kind of thing?
So majority of the since our original 5, majority of the people have been derived of previous gangs or just people that we knew beforehand. I'm always willing to give a shot to most people, as a because there's a prospect system where you start as a prospect for a few days, see how you mesh with the guys, see what kind of value you bring, that sort of deal. Right now we've got 9 out of our top 10, so we've only got 1 slot left. And I've got a few people that I'm particularly wanting in that slot. And so, I would say top 10 wise, we're pretty closed at the moment. But right now, prospect wise, we've got a few spots left. So
Okay.
I'm interested in finding some, some grinders, some shooters, things like that.
Yeah, it's always good to have a
Always
couple
down
of
to have a
few really
conversation.
good shooters.
Yeah. You never know. I mean, just have a conversation with us or with me or whatever, and maybe it works out,
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Allegedly.
Let's see here. Allegedly, what would you guys say was the most devious lick you guys have hit together? Allegedly, of course.
TV's lick or just moment?
Just either one, man.
It could
Whatever
be
kind of
whatever,
story you got.
A little
I'm gonna
story
be
you got.
real. That bank heist where I took the key, I think that was the funniest thing.
That was a fun one.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
That was.
there is a clip that has gone in in-game clips. Basically, my guy, I think was it most of you there? I think it
Yup.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was there.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
those
these exact four are robbing a bank, and I happened to fly into the city at that time and hear that they're robbing a bank. I knew what bank they're usually robbing, so I walked up to it in my Christmas outfit without my Yakuza mask on, and the officer very stupidly let me into the bank with my hands up. I ran to the back of the bank. They gave me the motel key, which, if you don't know, is basically your way of getting paid for that bank. They gave me the motel key, and I walked out of the bank as a hostage without them checking me. And so we essentially robbed the bank before they even had the chase. And it was
Damn.
hilarious. And just showing that to the police officers afterwards was probably the funniest shit ever.
Yeah.
So I can guarantee they got retrained after that moment. That was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, they definitely got a spanking after that one.
yeah. It was
Yeah,
luckily a
that
couple
sounds rough.
cadets that don't know who Dak is.
It was
But they did
100%
use
a
it happened
cadet.
to be like the two PD officers that had never either never talked to me before or very rarely had talked to me before. So they didn't
Well,
know
I
me
had
yet.
just seen the dude with the dreads the day before in a
He was
cadet jacket.
Yeah, they were two brand new officers, so they were not aware of who I was at that point. So
They
didn't
weren't aware of the
recognize
trickery.
voice. They didn't know the voice, you know.
Yeah.
Most cops, if I walk up to them, no matter what I'm wearing, they're gonna go, "Oh, hey, Dak," or
Yeah.
"God damn it, Dak, go away," or whatever, you know. Those cops did not, and I completely abused that fact.
Hey, man. They
I
don't
thought
know
that
what's
was
going
hilarious.
on. They have to check on me now.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny. I honestly didn't expect it to work, but it did. So, and if I'm not mistaken, that happened to be one of our most lucrative motel keys we've ever had too, because it comes with different amounts every single time that you redeem it.
Yeah.
That was one of the best ones we had ever had, which is very interesting too. So, you know, PD's just gotta make sure they're being a little more vigilant. That's all.
Mm-hmm. And you get played like that a bunch if they're not.
We've got more plans coming, more things coming in the works that
All right.
gonna
Any
keep-
sneak peeks about that?
I can't, because then the PD's gonna hear it, you know.
Allegedly.
But allegedly, you know, allegedly, if these things were to happen, I'll be sure to keep people updated with clips. I think it'll be
Okay.
fun. Nothing better than
I
getting
look
a good
forward
clip.
to it.
I think the second most devious thing was just the whole music career thing yesterday.
Oh man. Oh, I saw that. That was
What
rough.
a clown.
That was very, very rough.
Yeah, we were looking for a PDM worker this morning, and that fool comes up to us and he's like, "Ain't no PDM worker gonna clock in for you." And apparently he works at PDM,
As a security
and he
only
was
though.
talking shit to us. So
I found
Yeah, I
out
guess he's
after the
security.
fact while talking to Alea that he was a security guard that had tased me the day before. So it's kind of funny
Son
that
of
how
a
full
bitch.
circle that came around. Because I realized after talking to Alea, I was like, oh wait, that is that security guard.
yeah, I'm
that's
gonna
so rough,
I'm
man.
gonna have a
That poor
talk
man's
with
career is
Leia about
over.
him not servicing us this morning.
I think he's just a security guard now.
No, but they could
Yeah,
still
he's just
change
security.
the car.
Oh, can they? Okay,
Yeah.
I was unaware of that. Interesting.
Interesting.
I
All
actually
right,
had no
but
idea about that.
anything you want to say
Interesting.
to the city before we wrap this up?
Honestly, no. I mean, things are going really well for the city right now. I'm really happy with like the place that it's at comparatively to a couple months ago or even a month ago. I think things are going uphill. I like the gang scene right now.
I agree.
Everything's going really well. I think PD, honestly, as much shit as I give them, is in the best place it's been in a long time.
I agree.
Agree. Yeah.
You know, there's very, 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 very few like bad apples in the PD right now.
Yeah, glad to see some of the new people in the PD as well.
Like Mr. DeVito, for example,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I saw he
exactly.
joined PD, man, and
Can
he's
we
doing
just talk
great.
about how great Tommy and Nelson are doing? Like that's
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
doing
Chuck
amazing.
as well. Chuck's great.
I
people.
love
Oh,
that.
Chuck,
Like,
yeah.
Yep. So they're all doing a phenomenal job. As much
Yeah,
shit
they're
as I
doing
give
great.
them, it's my job to give them shit, as a gang leader, right? But at the end of the day, I love what they're doing, and I hope they stay there. Like I'll be
Yeah, me
very
too.
bummed to see them go if they do.
Yeah, it really creates some good scenes.
Yeah, and like a month ago, like you could not do a bank robbery because there's never enough PD on. Now it seems like
Yeah.
there's too many on, which is great. It's a good problem to have. I would
Makes
much
it
rather have
difficult,
that.
and that makes it more fun at the end of the day.
Yeah, but Lily and I did a store robbery the other day, and I shit you not, a dozen cops showed
Allegedly.
up within 30 seconds. Allegedly. No, we got caught, so this is already confirmed.
Confirmed guilty.
That was a prison break.
Yeah, that was the prison break
Allegedly.
actually. Yeah. So literally a dozen cops showed up to a store robbery, which I never thought would be the case. I've never seen that before.
We
Uh,
pulled
Yeah, it's
up
really
to
nice
the
to see.
we pulled up
It's
to the
funny.
prison break after, and we were all in fucking Mario Karts, and we just pulled up on the cops like 5 Mario Karts deep, bro.
That prison break was hilarious. So they made the mistake of allowing me to make a few phone calls, so I just called the leader of every single gang I knew. And
I called
you
Victor in mine.
yeah.
He just spread the word.
you had Vagos, you had GSF, you had Armenians, you had a few people that I think were Ballas. I'm not quite sure. You had Russians. Literally every gang banded together
The Power
to
Rangers.
make it happen, and they didn't even make that bus halfway there before time.
Who doesn't like killing cops? I mean, PDK.
Yeah. Dude, when I called everybody, I was like, "Hey, you want to do a prison break? There's gonna be a dozen cops to kill." They're all like, "Yes." So
Oh, yeah, man.
it was pretty interesting, and it was a cool turnout. I liked seeing it. It was a fun event. I love those prison breaks though. There needs to be more.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to
Alright,
PD
gentlemen.
about it next week.
We
Yeah,
thank
we
you guys
should.
for coming by out of here. And,
course.
Yeah, thanks for
spreading
having
the word
us.
of Yakuza around the city, and
Absolutely.
check out
Yes,
Dex
sir.
Platinum's new hit single.
Oh yeah.
Colonel Sanders K up on SoundCloud.
Oh yeah, that was a good one
The
too.
Curly Disc, fantastic song.
Yeah, man,
Make sure
you
you
my
killed
kiss
that.
opinion.
Casper on the mouth.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
be on the
All
lookout.
right,
Me and
gentlemen,
Jimmy
thank
Francis
you
coming
so
out with a new
much.
single.
All right, boys.
Oh,
You
appreciate
shit.
it.
too, yeah.
Having us.
Adios,
Appreciate it.
guys.
Thank you
appreciate
All right,
guys.
guys.
you
Well,
all.
thanks for coming by.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a good